Hello, everyone. Today is a takeover of Capella Properties show by Asad Creates, and I'm here to. I've come in to ask some more questions of Mr. Asim Hussain, who is the founder and
Head honcho, you can say.
head honcho at large at Capella Properties. Runs that joint very well. I have a few questions. We've been in discussions before about I'm just going to get into it. I'm just going to get into the question because I want the most value out for the audience who's watching this video. And I think it's a pretty interesting and a topic that a question or a concern that I'm sure many people have. My question to you is, why are you so hell-bent upon proving the point that investment into properties in Dubai is a better prospect for Pakistanis currently than it is in Pakistan?
So you don't believe in mincing your words. That's good. So do I.
I want unminced answers. That's why.
Okay, there's so many reasons. Let me start by going through one segment at a time,
please,
and arriving to a conclusion. Let's first of all talk about market maturity. Do you think that Pakistan... Okay, let's not go into what do you think. But in my opinion, the market in Pakistan is still not mature enough. The systems, processes, procedures are not unified, are not customer friendly. You buy something, for example, for 5 crore rupees, and the book value is 2 crore. So the 3 crores that you have paid, where did they come from? There is no record for it. Once the buyer pays that, the seller receives the money. What is he going to do with that money? He's going to go to the bank and deposit that sum and say, okay, I've received 5 crore rupees and I'm submitting it. The banker would say no, but the record shows that your transaction was for 2 crores. Where did the rest of the 3 came from? And you have no answer. So the market maturity, as far as the processes and procedures are concerned, absolutely not there. Second, there are no tangible communities of the scale that are available in Dubai are being built. Let me not go into the whole area of Pakistan. Let's concentrate about a city where you and I are familiar with. Let's talk about Karachi. Are you familiar with that area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many gated master communities are there? You would tell me either Behria, you would say Askari, and you would say Air Force Housing Scheme. DHA is not a gated community. Do you agree?
Correct.
So for the reference, we can include it, but it's not a gated community.
What about MR's beachfront development?
MR beachfront, is it a gated community and it's 100% developed and it's 100% operational, or is it still being constructed?
Correct.
And MR's beachfront community, was it 100% constructed by MR?
I don't know.
No, it was basically the construction was carried out by a third party. So if you compare the amenities, if you carry out the construction quality vis-a-vis Dubai, you consider downtown and MR beachfront in Karachi, the poles apart. I've seen that community, they are poles apart. And then these communities as well. What do you buy and sell in Behria? Files. Where is the infrastructure? Where are the roads? Where is the power infrastructure? Where is the housing, hospitals, schools, amenities, bus services, taxi services? Where is the infrastructure in that community? So the price hike is not coinciding with what's happening actually on ground.
So you're saying the appreciation is not real?
Appreciation has never been real. Otherwise, the dip would not be sudden. The dip, you buy a file, which you sell it to your friend, who sells it to another person, who sells it back to the other person. In 5 years, there's no construction on that property. There's no construction in the townhouses, in the whole community. There are no roads leading up to that community. The power generation and distribution has not reached. The desalination plants are not even providing water to that community. So how the prices have been increasing? Okay. What's a tangible? There has to be certain tangible elements that would dictate that yes, now the price should go from X to Y to Z. Where are those tangible elements?
What, in your opinion, is holding people back then? There are still, I'm sure the kind of conversations you're having with people in Pakistan, wealthy people who may not have invested in Dubai as of yet. I'm sure a lot of those conversations involve them telling you, no, we're fine. We'll invest in, whatever, Bani Gala in Islamabad or this and that. What do you think it's causing all of that? Is it just legacy?
Majority of the people who are living in Islamabad, I call them, they're living in Islamabad bubble. So Islamabad is a bubble. They're enclosed in a cocooned environment and they're living there. And that's my take. However, if you talk about tangible real world scenarios, a lot of people, Pakistanis are the 10th most favored nation when it comes to investments in Dubai. So they are on the list of top 10 countries that are actually coming here and investing. You see, there's a parity, the dollar and rupee and dirham. Dollar is pegged with dirham. It's not with Pak rupee. So the fall of Pak rupee at certain times is also deterring them from actually taking a considerable leap. Right. Now, they also consider...
Would have been better 10 years ago.
Would have been better 10 years ago. And then they say, okay, we'll mull over it. We'll contemplate. Dubai is a bubble. I hear it a lot. This terminology that Dubai is a bubble, I've been hearing it throughout my life since I've been in Dubai. Now, people say Dubai is a bubble. What is a bubble? And I ask people, what dictates a bubble? So in property, if the prices of the property keep on increasing significantly over a period of time without supporting factors, that terminology is a bubble. There is a bank in Switzerland, an independent bank, investment bank, one of the biggest one, UBS Global, that actually makes and sends out a report every year. It can be accessed through internet by everyone. I have a sample of that and I would like to show it to you and to the viewers who would like to see that yes, this UBS report dictates what the bubble index is. So bubble risk is anything which is over 1.15%. That's an index they have proven. So 1.5%, anything above and beyond is a high risk. Right. Anything which is from 0.5 to 1.5, we call it that it's overvalued. Overvalued means that yes, it's not a bubble, but it is going toward that direction. And anything which is between 0.5 and less than 0.5, that actually would tell you that yes, this is in the green zone, this is fair valued, this is one of the best properties that you can invest in. You will be astonished to know that Dubai is one of the only places in this whole area, GCC, that falls into that green zone. And it has been in the green zone for a substantial amount of time. Now, we don't read that report. So my thought process of saying that Dubai is a bubble is based on what my father told me, who was told by his uncle, who was told by his friend, who invested without doing any due diligence at certain point in time, because his chacha and mama and taya and their friends invested in some places in Dubai. without considering and consulting a professional?
Explain to me the legitimacy of an international report, such as the UBS Global Index, versus something that an Emirates NBD would put out, or a local
Listen,
body would put out.
okay, let's talk about hypothetical cases. If a report emerges from Emirates NBD and it is stamped by Emirates NBD, that means Emirates NBD's credibility is associated with that authenticity of that report. First thing. Now, you can say 10 to 15% may be the bias of Emirates NBD because Emirates NBD is located in Emirates of UAE, right? UBS Global is an international body. It deals with the entire globe. It's not restricted to one region or the second region. And if this legitimacy was under question, then it would have been challenged. Not only by UAE, but by Pakistan, by India, by China, by UK. There's so many countries. No one challenges that. And everybody has taken that report into consideration, not only now, but again for a number of years. And that report actually dictates the hotspots. And those hotspots we have seen actually the transactions going down, and we have actually seen people losing the money if they do not follow not only one report. UBS is very commonly available. There are other factors, there are other Knight Frank report. When have we actually gone and read some reports? You, honestly speaking, you have spent a considerable amount of time in Pakistan. Can you name one report which emerges out of Pakistan which talks about Pakistan real estate development, the next vision for the 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and where the economy is going to go, where the rest of the things are going to go, what the population index is going to be, where are going to be the hubs of sustainability, cultural development, like the whole system, where are they going to be? We don't know. Where is the cultural hub? We don't know. Where is going to be the scientific hub? We don't know. Where is going to be the next industrial hub? The housing is dictated by so many factors. We only have one report, which is the population index and how the population in Pakistan is growing. So based on that, if you want to carry out this analysis, you would come back to me with certain alarming questions yourself.
Is there a progressive path for wealthy people in Pakistan when it comes to property investment? Wealthy but wealthy skeptics in Pakistan when it comes to property investment. What if you had a flow right now of, I don't know, 1,500 wealthy Pakistani skeptics? What's the one thing other than obviously the things that you've said for the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, what's the one thing other than wake the fuck up, we can believe that, will you say to, if you had an audience of wealthy Pakistani skeptics?
I think, you see, it's a very, very thought-provoking question. I have 150 people sitting in front of me, and I would tell them, listen, when you want to choose a place to live, I'm not asking you to leave your homeland. I'm only asking you to diversify your portfolio. Okay. We have been, from the kids' age, heard this terminology, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Where does it apply with your investments? You diversify your investments, right? Some says, oh, I have diversification in this field and this field. I have stocks, I have properties. So that means you have diversified. That diversification on the next level is to go international, right? People who are living in UK have investments in Dubai. People who are living in other parts of Europe have investments in Dubai, and people are diversifying their portfolios. Why are we not? Why are we always late to wake up to what's happening globally? Why are we so consumed in things of who's coming to power and what's going on in the political circuit and what's going on in the soaps in Pakistan, and why are we not actually waking up to better, smarter investment opportunities across the globe?
Speak to me for a couple of minutes about the thing you said earlier, that this is quite largely only a matter of people saying that they see the currency devaluing, and for a lot of them it's a bit too little too late kind of a situation, that they feel it's too late for them to act because currency devaluation, all that, they don't want to take the risk now. They should have 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Now they can't. Obviously 6 years later they will very much not
Be able to do that.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that the only problem here? What would you, the only thing
You see,
to say to them, to do it now or 6 months? Is that the only more? Or 6 years later, you really won't be able to? Is that the only?
No, I would tell them, make a plan. We have made plans. You see, an average retirement age, it's a totally different philosophy, but I'm just going to open that can of worms.
Please do.
An average retirement age in Pakistan is going to be, for a male, is going to be around 60, maximum 65. Economies across the globe, like Dubai and every place else, now there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and then the age of, there's no retirement age. You work till you are able, and you've able mind and able body, you can continue. Let's talk about, but in Pakistan, most of the people who are working 65, the women, if they're working, they retire at the age of 50, 55 max. Okay. The average life expectancy in Pakistan is around 70, 75. So that means from 60 to 75, 15 years. Your wife, the family unit, live on an average of 5 years more than the husband. Don't ask me why. There's the different debate.
It's a legitimate observation.
But that's those are the figures.
General, yeah.
So 20 years there, 15 years here. You're talking about 35 years. Have you, as a family unit, sat down and planned for those 35 years? Which family has? I don't think anybody has. Do you actually need to plan for those 35 years? Yes, we do. What is your plan in Pakistan? We're going to raise X number of kids and they are going to support us. So you're raising a nation where the youngsters are going to be burdened by two factors: the consistent rise in inflation and their need to support themselves, their next generation and the older generation. So that person is going to support 2 families, 3 families. Are you adding more burden to that person, to the next generation? What's the plan? You need to have a financial secure plan. I know a lot of people say, okay, we will leave it to Allah. Yes, you plan and then leave it to Allah. But where is the plan? So investments in real estate or anywhere, you need to have a plan. Do you think you'll get viable income options, viable investment options in Pakistan? Even if you think, go for it. UAE, Dubai, I am 100% confident that I can offer you a better investment plan. Sit down with me, do the numbers, you take a call on it. If my numbers add up, take a call. But take a call now.
I think this answers a lot of questions, and I think this would be a very valuable little discussion for a lot of people, because I also know that I understand that most people want to buy property. Most people, everyone wants to invest. Everyone wants to make an investment, and this was a very niche down, narrow discussion, deep and narrow discussion of what an investment in Dubai means for people in Pakistan. Why did we go into that conversation? Is because a lot of his, I'm sure a lot of your market base is from Pakistan. You're from the country.
Substantial,
right?
And
family, friends.
And we are all concerned. Listen, we are all concerned about how things are progressing here, how things are progressing for our countrymen back in the country and here as well. And when you cross the age of 50, like I have, I do consider that yes, now is the time for something to offer my countrymen. What can I do in my small little sphere of influence that I can add value to their life? I can give back to my country. I can give back. It's not only that whether you're a doctor or you're an engineer or you are a scientist or you're going to create something massive that you can only give back to the country. Wherever you are, what contribution are you bringing and what betterment are you bringing day in, day out to the life of others and your countrymen, and making sure that everyone within that ecosystem survives and thrives. It's not only about survival, it's about thriving.
Good. There's nothing to disagree with here. It's never really unfortunately, this is not really a for and against kind of a debate, because this is apples and oranges. But what anyone watching, even I sitting in this position, get out of this conversation is a couple of things that I caught on is having that plan. A lot of people, doesn't matter if it's not just about Pakistanis, people of a certain age, you've got to come to a point where you've got to make a plan. And if you can find inspiration or guidance from market operators like Asim and what he has built over here, it will be beneficial for anyone who's looking for that benefit.
If I can add one point.
Of course.
A lot of European world and the Western world, they have an ecosystem. You have countries where they would take care of the senior citizens. They have a pension system, they have a healthcare system, they have systems which are deeply rooted, in place, operational, tweaked, working very well for the citizen. That's why the rush is always there. The systems, unfortunately, I have no qualms in saying this, are not very defined in Pakistan. You have an EOBI for the government employees, old age benefits. You know how much is the pension nowadays? If you compare, I would not like to take the amounts exact, but just imagine.
Go on, take the amounts.
15,000, 20,000. Do you think if you have a 20,000 pension, you'll be able to pay your electricity bill, which comes out to be 35,000? Alone. You're not talking about food. You're not talking about housing. You're not talking about transport. You think a pensioner would go to collect his pension and he has to prove that he's alive. You can see him standing there, but that doesn't suffice for some odd reason. He has to give a proof from a medical place, which he has to pay for that medical certificate in order to prove that he's alive. Once he goes, he has to spend 2,000 rupees in this transportation, and the medical certificate costs him another 1,000. 3,500 is the overall expense he has to incur to collect a pension of 20,000 or 25,000, where the 3,000 is gone and the bill for electricity comes to be 20,000 or 30,000. Tell me, how does he makes end meet? This is a food for thought for all of us. There are people who would say, oh, this doesn't concern me because I'm living in a mansion in DHA and I have 5 crore or 10 crore, and that he forgets he's living in that ecosystem. And if one element of an ecosystem crashes, it affects the whole ecosystem. That we have seen across the world over time.
Excellent. These were all really good points of discussions.
I hope I was able to address.
No, of course. I mean, this conversation can go on for hours and hours, but these were very good points and observations. I'm sure a lot of people will get a lot of value out of it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next episode.